ہائے گائز ویلکم ٹو پاکستانی فادر اینڈ سن ریئیکشن. میں امید کرتا ہوں آپ سب خیریت سے ہوں گے, جاؤں گے, خوش ہوں گے, آباد.
میرا نام جاد ہے یار بھائی. آج کا ویڈیو بہت ہی بڑا ہونے والا ہے. آج ہم ریئیکٹ کرنے والے ہیں بھائی صاحب پاکستانی کڈ اسپیچ ان یو این ورسز انڈین کڈ اسپیچ ان یو این. بھائی صاحب
یونائیٹڈ نیشن میں.
ابے ہاں یو این بھائی, پاکستانیوں کو بھی موقع ملا کیا
یار مجھے کون
کس پر لیکن بات پہ مل گیا ان پاکستانی.
ہاں نا یار,
واچ کرتے ہیں بھائی, دیکھتے ہیں, کوڈون کرتے ہیں سٹارٹ.
Today,
یہ پہلے
it is an honor for me to be speaking again after a long time. Being here with such honorable people is a great moment in my life. And it's an honor for me that today I'm wearing a shawl of Benazir Bhutto Shaheed. I don't know where to begin my speech. I don't know what people would be expecting me to say. But first of all, thank you to God, for whom we all are equal. And thank you to every person who has prayed for my fast recovery and a new life. I cannot believe how much love people have shown me. I have received thousands of good wish cards and gifts from all over the world. Thank you to all of them. Thank you to the children whose innocent words encouraged me. Thank you to my elders whose prayers strengthened me. I would like to thank my nurses, doctors, and the staff of the hospitals in Pakistan, in the UK, in the UAE government, who have helped me to get better and recover my strength. I fully support Mr. Ban Ki-moon, the Secretary General, in his Global Education First initiative, and the work of the UN Special Envoy, Mr. Gordon Brown, and the respected President General Assembly, Wok Yaramich. I thank all of them for their leadership that they continue to give. They continue to inspire all of us to action. Dear brothers and sisters, do remember one thing. Malala Day is not my day. Today is the day of every woman, every boy, and every girl who have raised their voice for their rights. There are hundreds of human rights activists and social workers who are not only speaking for their rights, but who are struggling to achieve their goal of peace, education, and equality. Thousands of people have been killed by the terrorists, and millions have been injured. I'm just one of them. So here I stand. So here I stand, one girl among many. I speak not for myself, but for those without voice can be heard. Those who have fought for their rights. Their right to live in peace. Their right to be treated with dignity. Their right to equality of opportunity. Their right to be educated. Dear friends, on the 9th of October 2012, the Taliban shot me on the left side of my forehead. They shot my friends too. They thought that the bullet would silence us, but they failed.
اب آ گیا انڈیا. دیکھتے ہیں بھائی یہاں کے بچی کی کیا.
Dear colleagues, excellencies, before we conclude this session of the general debate, I would like to tell you that one delegation has requested to exercise the right of reply. I would like to remind members that statements made in exercise of the right of reply are limited to 10 minutes for the first intervention and 5 minutes for the second intervention, and that delegations must take the floor from their seats. I now give the floor to the representative of India.
چلو بھائی.
Mr. President, we exercise our right of reply to one more attempt by the leader of Pakistan to tarnish the image of this august forum by bringing in matters internal to my country and going so far as to spew falsehoods on the world stage. While such statements deserve our collective contempt and sympathy for the mindset of the person who utters falsehood repeatedly, I am taking the floor to set the record straight. Regrettably, this is not the first time the leader of Pakistan has misused platforms provided by the UN to propagate false and malicious propaganda against my country, and seeking in vain to divert the world's attention from the sad state of his country, where terrorists enjoy free pass while the lives of ordinary people, especially those belonging to the minority communities, are turned upside down. Mr. President, member states are aware that Pakistan has an established history and policy of harboring, aiding, and actively supporting terrorists. This is a country which has been globally recognized as one openly supporting, training, financing, and arming terrorists as a matter of state policy. It holds the ignoble record of hosting the largest number of terrorists proscribed by the UN Security Council. Mr. President, we marked the solemn occasion of the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks just a few days back. The world has not forgotten that the mastermind behind that dastardly event, Osama bin Laden, got shelter in Pakistan. Pakistan leadership continues to glorify him as a martyr. Regrettably, even today, we heard the leader of Pakistan trying to justify acts of terror. Such defense of terrorism is unacceptable in the modern world. We keep hearing that Pakistan is a victim of terrorism. This is the country which is an arsonist disguising itself as a firefighter. Pakistan nurtures terrorists in their backyard in the hope that they will only harm their neighbors. Our region, in fact, the entire world, has suffered because of their policies. On the other hand, they are trying to cover up sectarian violence in their country as acts of terror. Mr. President, this is also the country that still holds the despicable record in our region of having executed a religious and cultural genocide against the people of what is now Bangladesh. As we mark the 50th anniversary this year of that horrid event in history, there is not even an acknowledgement, much less accountability. Today, the minorities of Pakistan, the Sikhs, the Hindus, the Christians, live in constant fear and state-sponsored suppression of their rights. This is a regime where anti-Semitism is normalized by its leadership and even justified. Dissenting voices are muzzled daily, and enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings are well documented. Mr. President, unlike Pakistan, India is a pluralistic democracy with a substantial population of minorities who have gone on to hold highest offices in the country, including as President, Prime Minister, Chief Justices, and Chiefs of Army Staff. India is also a country with a free media and an independent judiciary
वाक्या
that keeps a watch and protects our constitution.
इंडिया हर चीज को आजादी देता है.
Pluralism is a concept which is very difficult to understand for Pakistan, which constitutionally prohibits its minorities from aspiring for high offices of the state. The least they could do is introspect before exposing themselves to ridicule on the world stage. Finally, Mr. President, let me reiterate here that the entire Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh were, are, and will always be an integral and inalienable part of India. This includes the areas that are under the illegal occupation of Pakistan.
पार्ट हमारा है.
We call upon Pakistan to immediately vacate all areas under its illegal occupation.
पाकिस्तान को चाहे हमारे इलाके खाली.
Mr. President, allow me to be categorical about India's position. We desire normal relations with all our neighbors, including Pakistan. However, it is for Pakistan to work sincerely towards creating a conducive atmosphere, including by taking credible, verifiable, and irreversible actions to not allow any territory under its control to be used for cross-border terrorism against India in any manner. I thank you, Mr. President.
ओए भाई साहब, इसे तो रगड़ के रख दिया भाई, रगड़ के रख दिया भाई इसने तो. लेकिन अब बात का कंपैरिजन की है.
ये बोलती
तो पहले भाई साहब पाकिस्तान की तरफ आते तो मलाला यूसुफजई ने भी बोला मुझे मारा गया, ये हुआ. तो किसने मारा उसको? आतंकियों नहीं मारा, तालिबानों नहीं मारा. यहाँ पे पाकिस्तान में तो वो दंदनाते हुए अभी वो आजकल बेचारे हमारे सैनिकों को टारगेट कर रहे हैं, हमारे बेचारे सैनिकों को वो शहीद कर रहे हैं. उस तरह मलाला को किया. तो भाई साहब ये सिर्फ मलाला को उन्होंने नहीं किया, उन्होंने और यहाँ पर क्या क्या गंद घोला हुआ है, वो तो भाई एक अलग कहानी है. लेकिन देख लो मलाला ने भी यही बात की कि देखो मैंने स्टडी पे आवाज उठाई लेकिन पाकिस्तान में मुझे मार दिया गया. स्टडी भी देखो यार, आप देखो अभी भी पाकिस्तान में ऐसे इलाके हैं जहाँ पे
औरतों को नहीं, बच्ची को नहीं पढ़ने की इजाजत, बोलते हैं ना घर से निकलो.
लो आप देख लो क्या है पाकिस्तान में. तभी तो आज महिला पीछे है. और आज भारत की महिला देखिए तो शुक्र है बच तच के बाहर भाग गई, तो बच गई, नहीं तो भाई साहब इसकी तो यहाँ पे कब्र होती.
क्या वजह बाहर नहीं जाती तो इलाज तो इसका नहीं था.
पाकिस्तानी डॉक्टर्स के पास कहाँ से इसका
उधर देख ठोक के जवाब क्या दिया उसने. जवाब तो उसने वही दिया जो ये हुआ है.
हाँ, जो मलाला ने बोला एक किस्म को उसने भी वही बोला कि पाकिस्तान में
उसने ये चीज बोली है कि पाकिस्तान पीएम इधर आते हैं हमारे खिलाफ, हमारे मुल्क कंट्री के खिलाफ झूठे प्रोपोगंडे करते हैं. और
तो भाई यहाँ उनके पाकिस्तान में क्या चल रहा है, आतंकी भाई साहब पेल रहे हैं, ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है. तो भाई मलाला वाली बात उसने भी की, लेकिन भाई साहब उसने अपने लिहाज से की.
बिल्कुल
कि भाई साहब पाकिस्तान में देख लो ये बन रहा है. भाई साहब उसामा बिन लादेन पाकिस्तान से मिला, ये हुआ. भाई कश्मीर उसने ये बोला कि कश्मीर भाई उसके शेर दिली देखो, उसका आगे से जवाब देखो कि कश्मीर हमारा था, है और रहेगा. और हम पाकिस्तान को बोलते हैं कि हमारा कश्मीर खाली करो. भाई एक भारत की छोटी सी बच्ची ये बात कर रही है
यूनाइटेड नेशन के मंच में
कि भाई हमारा कश्मीर खाली करो.
अंदाजा लगा ले.
कहती हम पाकिस्तान के साथ भी अच्छे रिलेशन चाहते लेकिन पाकिस्तान नहीं चाहता. फिर हम भाई साहब उसके मुंह के मुताबिक भी जवाब देते हैं. देख ले. और देख बांग्लादेश को भी रगड़ा सही करके. हाँ ना, मिनॉरिटी का ख्याल ही नहीं है पाकिस्तान में, तो मिनॉरिटी का ख्याल ही नहीं रखा. ये तो बात सही है. मिनॉरिटी अगर सही होती तो भाग इंडिया चली जाती. जो मिनॉरिटी का हाल बांग्लादेश में है वो देख ले अपनी आंखों से. मलाला को बोलो पाकिस्तान आए, मैं कहता हूँ पाकिस्तान कदम रखती गई तो खत्म. क्योंकि भाई साहब इसमें बड़े लोग तपे हुए हैं. यहाँ पे वो जिन्होंने इसको मारा था भाई वो भाई आज सांप तो सांप है ना. तो भाई आपकी क्या थॉट है इस कंपैरिजन पर? इधर ही वीडियो खत्म करते हैं. तो बाय.